ライブにする？
はい。
あ
ライブになりました。
寝起きや。寝起き。一人寝起きだ。
あれ、始まらんぞ。あ、始まった。Where's Finn? Hey, Finn.
All right. Can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Can you see us?
Yeah, I can see you guys.
Oh, okay, cool. So, welcome to our live stream. My name is Taiki. This is Mana. And this is Finn. So, first of all, we can introduce ourselves, where we live, like any like self-introduction. So my name is Taiki. I've been creating YouTube content about veganism for almost 2 years, or even more. I lost counts, but the reason why I started doing this is because I thought it was very effective to talk about veganism on YouTube. Because YouTube is the most watched platform, and I found it a good tool to spread the veganism. That's why I started doing this. And I live in Japan currently. I live in near Osaka, and I like to play the guitar, the violin, workout, and so on. Just a brief explanation, just a brief introduction.
Yeah, it's good.
Cool. So, who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
Okay.
All right. My name is Finn. I'm from Pennsylvania in the United States. I currently am a firefighter in my local area. I've been vegan for about a year now. I've wanted to do activism, but I haven't. I've been really worked up with a lot of personal stuff, so I haven't really made the time to. And I thought, maybe doing a live stream with people, who are vegan is somewhat they're effective. And I've always been interested in Japan, and I wondered, since going vegan, like, what's it like? How different is it there? And I think that's about it for me.
Thanks. All right. You want to go, Mana?
Yes. My name is Mana, and I've been doing activism for almost like 4 years now. I'm currently in New Zealand, and I'm very passionate about spreading message of animal rights, because like I've seen like animals in solar house before they killed. So I think I feel very like responsible.
Okay.
For it. And also I love singing as well. So I started to making song for activists and animals also. Yes.
That's so cool.
That is good.
She's really good at singing, by the way.
Yeah, I've seen some of your posts. You're pretty good at it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool. Okay, so some introduction done. We can talk about why we went vegan. Reason why we went vegan. So the reason why I went vegan, I can start. Because I used to work in an animal clinic in a university, and I would interact with dogs and cats all day. And when I come home and I ate fried chickens, right? At that time I was not vegan or vegetarian, so, and it started to smell like the same as the dogs that I interacted in the animal clinic, the same animal smell. And I started to recognize that I was eating them the same, the animals. And I started to, avoid fried chickens as a start. And I started to do research on vegetarianism and veganism. And I found out Humane League, it's a American vegan animal rights organization. And I started to volunteer there, like online, just translating English to Japanese and vice versa. And there's a Japanese branch. The Japanese branch manager said there's a vegan animal rights march in Tokyo, so you can maybe join it. And I just went to Tokyo alone and joined the march and learned about not just meat, but just milk and eggs. And I found them terrible, so I'm never going back again to eating animal products. That's like the biggest reason. And the other reason was reading a book called Eating Animals by Jonathan Safran Foer. If you have heard of Eating Animals, it's a really great book. It's a little depressing because it tells you all the factory farming and how people treat animals horribly. So it's a depressing topic, but that's a book that made my eyes open, just opened up my eyes. So that's a book that I always recommend to people. It's one of the books, yeah. So that's why I'm vegan.
It's good. Yep.
What about you? What about you, Finn?
So like, I used to always like say the same thing, like I like animals, and then I continued to eat them. Like, for example, like I always like I just had this really good connection with chickens. Like, I just found them to be like a really beautiful animal. Like, I loved them. I love the birds. I remember when I was out of state on a vacation, I interacted with chickens, and it made me feel very happy. And then, I started thinking about it, like, why am I eating these things that I love? And I thought to myself, I'm not going to go vegan, but I don't know why I would say I love something but eat it at the same time. I came across Dominion. I was going to watch it because I was like thinking, you know what, fine, I'll just watch this. So everyone, like, I used to be like one of those people who say I'm never going vegan. And I was like, I'll watch this so everyone will just shut up and leave me alone. And I watched it, and I was pretty upset with what I saw. It was hard to watch because whether it's person or animal, I can't stand to hear the screams of like someone suffering. It really like upsets me to see others scream in pain and suffering. And like the more I watched it, the more I realized like this is I'm doing this. Like I'm paying this to happen to the animals I claim to love. And I decided, I'm not going to be a part of that anymore. I'm not going to be a hypocrite, obviously. I started going vegan then, and like it's a bit of I thought after watching it, I thought to myself, maybe I'm still not going to go vegan, but the more I thought about it, the more I realized how guilty I feel going and eating like chicken and other kinds of meat. And like I made the connection that I don't want to see like a human or like a family companion animal suffer like that. So why should I make another animal suffer just for like because I want to eat something? And since then I've been vegan, and I haven't touched dairy, eggs, or meat in a year, and I intend to for the rest of my life.
That's good. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. For me, that's why I simply recognize animals are suffering by watching the footage, which my friend sent me. And but it took me quite long time to make connection. Like that food I was eating was from there. Like it took me quite a long time to make me recognize it. Simply I recognize that animals are not something. They are someone who wants to avoid suffering. And now, I can, if I go to in front of solar house, I can see that they are suffering, and I can hear they are screaming, right? So
yeah,
and also not only pigs or cow or chicken or fish, also all the animals who are exploited in clothing industry or animal testing industry, and entertainment,
like circus and zoo.
Yeah, or I've seen sometimes they kill animals for the purpose of a movie or a show.
Yeah. Like I've seen breaking a fish tank, and
or hunting a deer or something.
Yeah, that includes entertainment, right? I think.
Yeah, because we watch movies for entertainment, so I'd say it counts.
Yeah. So you didn't feel right about that, right?
Yeah, more I knew about it, kind of not taking action. I think not participate in suffering of animals.
Yep.
Because before I didn't know, but now I know, so there's no excuse to continue paying for killing animals.
Yeah.
I don't need, and I can easily not to participate in that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you took actions. Yeah. I'm glad for myself too that I took actions. So good. Thank you for sharing. Well, so the main topic, what we wanted to talk about. So I want to ask Finn about. So how well is veganism known in the United States from your experience? Like, do people understand automatically when you say you're vegan?
Yeah, it's pretty well known here in the States. Yeah, but people some, but most still don't fully understand it when I say I'm vegan. My family still doesn't understand it.
When you say they don't understand, do you mean definition of veganism, or
why
you are vegan?
Yeah, the definition of it.
Definition.
I get asked that a lot of times, why am I vegan?
Why? How would you respond to that question?
I say it's for the ethical belief that animals should not be exploited or murdered for whether that be human consumption, entertainment, or fashion or whatever.
And do they agree with you, or
Not
Did you
all the
say?
time. Not all the times. Like some people, I haven't really gotten many people who agree with me. A lot of people will respond with like troll answers, like, "Oh, well, I eat meat every day," like stuff like that.
Oh, like plants scream or something?
Yeah, that I get that a lot, definitely.
Yeah, plants have brains, dude, or something.
Yeah. I used before I was vegan. I used to be a bit of a troll, but even I was not dumb enough to think that plants feel pain.
Right. So like, if I were to conclude it, people generally, majority of people know the word vegan,
Yeah,
but they don't understand the definition of veganism.
yeah, that's the situation
And
here.
usually they just ask you like, why
Yeah,
do you go vegan?
or questions like, "How do you live every day like that?"
Okay. It's like,
Yeah,
how do you get protein or something?
yeah, that.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
what do you supplement on?
Right.
Yeah.
Before we're moving on to mana, we can I can answer some of the comments. Hello. Hey. Yes. So thank you for sharing that. I think you meant my experience. Hey, live from vegan capital of the U.S., Portland, Oregon. Oh, is it true? The Oregon, Portland is the vegan capital of the United States?
I think so. Yeah, I do know
Oh,
it. I researched it. Yeah, it's a lot of veganism there. A lot.
oh, I
Never
didn't
been
know.
there, but I do hear. Yeah, there's a.
Wow.
Some people call it like the vegan city or something like that.
Wow. Well, I should visit Oregon
Yeah.
when I go to the States. Yeah.
Hmm.
That's so true. Yeah. The trolls, I think. I've been vegan for 20 years and vegetarian since 1998. Wow, that's the year I was born, actually. 1998. Wow.
Oh,
More vegan restaurants than anywhere else, but I'm originally from Colorado. Okay.
Hmm.
Well, I should visit that. Yeah. Go to Oregon. I think a lot of vegan restaurants there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I live in Philly. There's not like a lot, but there's also like not like too less. So it's like in the middle.
Right. Okay. So you see a lot of vegan restaurants?
Yeah, I do see it becoming more.
Quarterly? Oh, okay.
I do
That's
see
cool.
I do see it being like more normalized and stuff these days now.
Pennsylvania, you said?
Yeah, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like yeah, like my the nurse at my school is vegan. So like it's becoming like popular a lot. Especially like in the medical field, like with diets and stuff, nutrition.
Like the China study and how
Yeah,
much those books and so on.
yeah, those studies.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, Mana, what do you think? Well, how well is veganism known in Japan? Or like,
well,
yeah.
I think most people in Japan kind of know the word of vegan
Mhm.
or veganism, but I don't think people actually like. I think people think that veganism is like kind of diet or like healthy eating or like fancy eating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But actually not, right? So the word of veganism pretty well known, but the meaning of veganism, I think people doesn't know about it.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much like similar to the States that
Yeah.
shared with us. Yeah, like sometimes I hear on news that like there's a vegan restaurants and so on, but like it is fried chicken doesn't use this chicken, it uses something else like cognac or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so like it's really healthy. It's really low calorie and so on.
Yeah.
But usually the process they do it making is like a lot of things, right? It takes a lot of time. So I feel like especially like lazy person like me wouldn't try it. Just watch it and there's a thing called vegan, and I feel that people see it as a diet too. Yeah, I agree. Cool. Well, so what do people think of the definition of veganism is? It's just similar to the question we just did, but what do people generally think of veganism? Like, what do they think the veganism is in the United States thing?
Generally, they think it's like it's just a diet. It's not has nothing to do with ethics or anything like that. Like I know people who are like that. They claim to be vegan. They eat a plant-based diet, but they wear fur and leather or stuff like that. So yeah, most people are in the States are under the impression that it's just a diet.
Do people think it's healthy? The vegan diet is healthy. You must be healthy.
I usually it's like it's half like that. Half the people I've encountered think it's unhealthy, and other half thinks that it's fine to do it.
Oh, okay. Huh. Well, what about in Japan? What do you think about that?
In Japan?
Yeah. What do people think of a veganism?
Veganism. Yeah, like pretty
The same?
much.
Same answer?
Is same answer. People actually don't know that the meaning of veganism, which is the definition of veganism is the man should live without exploiting animals, right?
Yeah.
And so which means that not only diet, it's about like can be clothing or entertainment, animal testing, or like every single industry that exploit like we have to avoid because we can, right? We can.
That's true.
But
just because it's accessible, we just
I think it's not great to it's not good. It's not great that like people think that veganism diet.
Yeah.
The message of veganism is like animal rights, right?
Ethical stance. It's an ethical stance.
Like if it's amazing things that people share, like plant-based eating or where to eat, what to eat. But at the same time, like I think very few people are spreading message.
So like on media.
Animal rights,
like media, right? Like this is what I eat in a day. They are vegan, but
like vloggers
they tend to
stuff.
do those content rather than just talking about the ethical stance. Right.
Yeah, like there's a lot of people on YouTube who do that, like vloggers.
Right. Okay, let's look at the comments because it seems interesting. So a lot of people in Japan seem to think veganism is about health and beauty. I wish people knew that it's an ethical decision. Yeah. So health and beauty might be the same in the United States, right?
Yeah.
I'm very interested in vegan food on a budget. Portland is an economically depressed city right now, but there are some signs of hope, like a vegan burger chain that just opened another place in Denver. Okay. Food on a budget. Okay, that's interesting. Would you consider food on a budget thing? Like, would it be affordable where you
Like
live?
affordable on a budget.
Yeah. What food?
Yeah, like
You
it
can-
is. Like I wondered, is it affordable? I watch like a lot of vegan people, like YouTubers I watch, said that it's affordable on a budget. Like if you want, I mean, like if it depends on like what you're buying. Like if you're buying like natural foods like rice, quinoa, stuff like that, it's pretty cheap. If you want to take it a step further and buy the stuff like Impossible meat or like just egg, it's gonna be a bit more like pricey. But generally, if you want to stick to like natural stuff, like it's pretty cheap.
Right.
Yeah, it mostly depends on like the store you're buying it from, because like every store is different with their prices.
Right.
But I'd say it's cheap.
So like natural whole food is affordable?
Yeah, natural
In your
whole food.
opinion?
It's mostly the cheapest.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What do you think, Mana, in Japan?
What was that
The
question?
like a vegan food.
Can you live?
Whole food.
Is it possible to live on a budget with vegan food?
Okay.
Because I feel like that's a lot of people's concern in Japan when it comes to Japan. Like,
Yeah, a lot of people in
Like-
the US, it's a concern here too.
Speaking
it's
of
like,
from,
oh,
right?
there's
Like,
only the
if people always say that.
yeah.
Yeah, for me, like very cheap. I don't think it's expensive. My budget of
Yeah.
Okay. So like, what do you usually buy in Japan?
in Japan, like tofu and vegetable.
Yeah.
Thanks free. My grandma grows vegetables.
Oh,
So
that's a plus.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if like if I buy not so expensive, I would say, because potato and carrot just like $1 or $2, right? And
Like a bag of potatoes.
yeah,
Yeah.
and yes, like I think it's worldwide. Like if you buy processed food,
Right.
expensive if it's not plant-based or not plant-based. But if you make it by yourself, like curry, like
Oh yeah, that's cheap.
if you go to like a restaurant, it's gonna be like $20 to $30 maybe. But like if you make it by yourself, like $10, like less than $10, you can make it.
That's true.
Yeah. And one thing I want to add on the budget, it also like, on like how much is it going to cost. It depends on like also like your household, like if it's just one person or multiple people. That also plays a factor in how much it costs.
That's true. Do you live alone, Finn?
I currently live with my family. I move out, and I'm moving out from them in a year. So like, my parents help me pay for my groceries currently. But yeah, I'll be on my own soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Mana, you live alone? You live by yourself?
In share house
Like in New Zealand right now?
right now.
What about in Japan?
In Japan, I used to live with my family.
Okay.
Yeah, I cook. I like baking as well. I like cooking.
So you live with your family currently in Japan?
Yeah.
Okay. So we can talk about the relationship and so on.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's read the comments before we moving on. I think people think it's snobbish, high class. Okay. I think you meant like in the States. Do you agree? Like people think it's snobbish and high class.
Like upper class.
The veganism, the vegan diet.
Yeah, a lot of people think it's for the upper class, like
Right.
the rich people, and meat is for like the poor people.
It's like fast food restaurants and so on.
Yeah, that. I mean,
Okay.
In the States, there are such things. Some parts of the States, there is such. I don't know if these people are aware there's such thing as. I live near a fast food vegan restaurant.
Okay.
So yeah, those are becoming a thing here in the States.
There's a vegan fast food restaurant?
Yeah.
Wow.
There's also
we don't have those yet.
Yeah, there's
We
one
just
in
have like vegan options, né?
Yeah, I heard there's one in California too.
Yeah. The California?
California? Yeah, there's one also in like California, Los Angeles, I think.
Oh. Mm. Well, we have that, yeah. What about in Japan? What do you think, Mana? Do people think it's high class or snobbish? Like following a plant-based diet?
The plant-based eating is for upper class?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like rich people for rich people?
I don't know. Maybe some people think that way, but
I've seen like some YouTube comments before. It's like only rich people can afford to.
Yeah, I've seen that a lot.
Yeah. I guess it's the same. Hey guys, great talk. Okay. Thank you. Yes, I really wish there were more budget vegan food meat options around. Vegan matsuya or hotomoto would be so great. Oh, that would be great. Yeah, matsuya is like a gyudon franchise, like a beef rice. It's a Japanese dish. Have you heard of gyudon?
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah. So the matsuya is like a franchise, and hotomoto is like a bento place. Yeah, that would be like very accessible for many people. I think.
Yeah, I go to like a Japanese restaurant like where they have like vegan stuff like that.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
We have some in Osaka, but still, to me, feels little few. Still, maybe in Tokyo more.
Yeah. Usually, these like the kind of restaurants they exist more in like the big cities.
Right. I got asked why I choose this diet too. Okay, cool. Yeah, I feel that people in Japan think about vegan as a diet health stance as opposed to an ethical decision. Many people confuse it with religion and cult as well. Yeah, that's true. So some people confuse it with actually many people confuse it with religion on the cult in Japan. That's true, yeah.
Yeah, some people in the States, there are some weird people in the States who say veganism is the work of Satan.
Okay, that's an interesting idea.
Yeah, it's like I've seen people who are like super religious and say, "Oh, if you're vegan, you're going to hell because that's a Satan diet or something." It's really weird.
That is dumber than I thought.
Yeah, and some people hit back with clever things, and telling them don't. And some people ask them, "Don't you think torturing and making animals suffer is the work of Satan?"
Okay.
And they just ignore us for the rest of the time because like they realize they look stupid now.
Right. They just want to
Yeah, a lot of people like to just get a rise out of anyone who's vegan.
Yeah, I think so.
Get a rise out of them so they can get on the internet.
It's like a trolls on the internet, right?
Yeah, that is the downside of being vegan is you get constant trolls from people.
Right. Yep. I've seen a lot of trolls on my channel too. And on the internet. Like my friends had trolls. Just having problem with them. Yeah, so just like Leonori Sam said, we in Japan, many people see it as religion and as a cult. Do you agree, Mana?
Yeah, no, I don't know. Like in Japan, but it's quite everywhere, not only.
No, in Japan.
I would say, like, yeah.
Yeah,
like,
so maybe we can talk about
on my social
what the
media.
excuse is that we typically have. Yeah. Later.
Yeah.
A lot of people in the United States think it's a diet too. I learned to cook when I went vegan, so I've been there. Okay, cool. Yeah, I've learned to cook when I went vegan too.
Yeah, same.
Because to live on a budget, I have to
cook.
Yeah. Because usually I feel the vegan restaurants are more expensive than just McDonald's or fast food restaurants or just non-vegan restaurants, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like I had to get in the habit of cooking. Although I tend to be lazy all the time.
Yeah, I honestly don't like cooking, but I do it anyway.
Yeah.
It's really annoying and time consuming.
Yes.
Yeah. But I feel like.
Yeah, but I gotta eat either way.
Yeah. Cooking at home seems always cheaper. It is cheaper. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
My coworker said going vegan would be difficult because you need a lot of money for that. But I was like, man, we have the same salary. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, coworker. I was like, oh, I have to have a lot of money. It's like, what? We have the same salary. That's funny. For protein, tofu can be prepared in so many ways. So yeah, I eat a lot of that, as well as soy meat, beans, and lentils, etc. Yeah. Like beans, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of like people think that is one when it comes to like sourcing protein, a lot of people think you can't get a lot of protein. There's tons of sources of protein. Like what I do is I mix them all together to make it to make the number higher.
Right. It's like the amino acids.
Like a lot of people think that's the one thing people think, that we're all deficient in protein because we don't eat meat. I've been vegan for a year and I'm not deficient in anything. Yeah,
me neither. You're healthy, right?
Yep, I'm healthy.
Yeah,
like it was actually kind of funny. My parents, when I was heading to my physical, my parents were telling me, just watch, the doctor's going to say you're deficient and unhealthy. And the doctor said, no, he's fine. Nothing's changed. He's just gained a little weight. That's all.
That's the opposite of what.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that was the opposite of what everyone in my family was expecting.
Cool. Yeah, I actually gained more muscles after going vegan.
Yeah.
But just I started to do the gymnastic rings. Maybe that's why part of the reason. But after like working out, I would drink smoothies full of protein and
I
have a lot of protein.
I make protein shakes and stuff.
Yeah.
I never took really working out serious until I went vegan.
Well, that's a plus.
Yeah, and
awesome.
and I'm performing fine.
Yeah. I feel like the recovery is faster
Yeah,
after going vegan. Like before I was vegan, think it took me more time to recover from muscle sore. That's my experience. But that's how I felt.
Yeah, everyone's different.
Yeah. Plus, tofu is crazy cheap in Japan. Yeah, it's like 30 yen or something, depending on the tofu. It's 30 cents. So like this like 350 grams of tofu. It's like 30 cents.
I can't remember how much it is here in the States, but I think it's probably because like I go to this supermarket where they charge a lot, but I think for like a block, I think it's like around $5 or $8 here in the US for a block.
Like how big is the block?
Like I think it's like between 200 and 200 or 300 grams, like this, like as big
Must
as my
be
phone right here.
$5 for that?
I think, I can't remember exactly. Somewhere
It's
around.
It's like 30 cents here.
Yeah, I can't remember specifically the price, but I do know it's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Like again, it all depends on the store. Like not every store makes them in the same block from where I buy them.
Okay.
I buy some of my stuff from like again, depending on stores. Like I buy most of my stuff from like Whole Foods.
Right.
So it can be like a bit pricey sometimes, depending on the store. But I do know, but at all that aside, it's pretty cheap here.
Okay.
Oh. It's good too.
Yeah. Well, convenience foods and animal foods are subsidized through the Farm Bill law. Corn is heavily subsidized. I can't pronounce that word. Most of that corn is by law, not for human consumption. That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's why the government wants to keep making those animal foods a lot.
Yeah.
So they're feeding those fast food restaurants, fast food, meat, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's the same in Japan. There's a lot of advertisements of meat. Yeah, they're subsidizing.
Yeah.
So I will answer the comments later, but let's talk about the next question. So how do people react to vegan activism in Japan? So if you have seen vegan activism, like animal rights movement or vegan activism on the street, how would they react? Like maybe like excuses includes like excuses like how they see those activisms.
Yeah.
Like how they what they say or do when they see it.
Yeah, exactly. So what do they, if you've seen those vegan activism, how do people react, Finn?
Yeah, it usually always depends on the people or like where it is or like where the activism is being done. Sometimes I see people like they'll react like some will just be a troll and try to get a rise out of the people. Some will actually like have a conversation and hear what they have to say, or like willing to open themselves up to the truth. And most people will just like see it and just like keep walking away.
Right.
Yeah, sometimes I've seen I had this guy. Sometimes people can get aggressive. I know this guy in Toronto, Canada. He said during an activism in public, he said this guy, he came up to one of the activists and just smacked their phone out of their hand and told them to like, quote, fuck off.
What?
Yeah, because like they were handing out flyers or something, talking about the fur industry, and he said someone just came up to one of the activists and smacked the flyers out of their hand and said, "Fuck off."
That's rude.
Yeah, sometimes people can get aggressive.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying. But from what I've seen, what I've seen in my personal experience, usually I haven't seen many people get aggressive. Some people will mostly be trolls or actually open their eyes up to the truth or just ignore it.
Okay. So what do the trolls say usually?
Usually they'll go into the nearest like fast food place, buy meat and just eat it in front of them, or like shove it in their face, or say, "Oh, I eat," or just come up to them and say, "I eat meat every day," or "I love animals, that's why I eat them." Like, that stuff.
That's annoying.
Yeah, really annoying.
What about in Japan? How do you feel, Mana? You've been activism for a long time.
I don't see that any like difference much in here or in Japan or like anywhere you go. Like people always have same kind of excuse.
Some people come up to the vegan activisms and just do like chicken wings or something.
Yeah, it's normal. Like
it's normal in Japan.
Normal.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm confused. Like normal in Australia, but also in Japan. Like, yeah, some people like just laugh and like walk away, right? But
yeah,
people sometimes some people react like that because I think they are not ready to accept the truth.
Yeah.
Like the fact that they are actually painful this to happen. And they are kind of wants to ignore that.
Yeah. Like actually, I'm going to add something else. Someone said, a lot of vegan activists I know on the internet have said that like people like that, like sometimes the reason they'll get like really annoying at you or something, or like aggressive is because probably maybe they're making the connection, they just don't want to admit it.
So it's like how do you call it, like counter action? Yeah.
So, whatever the word is, but yeah, like they're realizing this is the truth, but they just don't want to admit it, so they try. This is their way of like trying to ignore the truth.
Because in human nature, people want to keep the status quo.
Yeah.
So you mentioned Australia, Mana, but yes. Do you feel the same in Japan, or so slightly different? How people react to veganism activism?
Yeah, no.
Not so different?
Not so different. Like,
do you
I don't know, maybe like more in Japan, like people more like to say like itadakimasu, like if we appreciate, like we can abuse animals.
I just can't stand those. Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. But also like in people follow religion. Like if we pray, that's why we pray, so we can humanely kill them, right?
Right.
Also, it makes sense because animals, they don't want to die, or
it doesn't matter. If you if you put your palms together and say thank you, it doesn't matter. The animals die,
Yeah, or even if
because if someone appreciates it.
Yeah.
No.
Like even
Yeah,
if like
it's ridiculous to me.
No, that's
like yeah, even if like no matter how you kill them, they don't want, like, even if you like give them like a pill and they fall unconscious, and or like one of those paralyzation medications, and then you kill them, then they don't feel anything. At the end of the day, like, no matter how you do it, they didn't want to die.
Yeah, exactly. Just even like they're grown in a large farm. Why
there's
you? We
a
don't have
lot
to.
of people make a lot of excuses, like oh, they're not self-aware, they can't think for themselves, so who cares? Well, I mean, there are people who aren't self-aware and can't think for themselves, so like, just because someone lacks a certain trait, that doesn't make them any less their life any less of value.
And it's ableism, if you ask me.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Define
you're defining somebody's worth based on like certain traits they don't have, like that, because they don't act the same way as you.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, I'm autistic, so I'd say that's pretty ableist, if you ask me.
You're autistic too?
Yes.
I'm autistic too.
Hey. Cool.
What about you, man? Are you autistic?
I don't know.
Okay. You don't seem like autistic, so maybe just not. Oh, yeah, exactly. Just because someone doesn't know what's going on doesn't mean we can kill them.
Or they can't think for themselves.
Exactly. It doesn't like at all mean that we can kill them or exploit them, you know?
Oh.
Yeah. And I want to ask Finn, have you heard of the phrase "itadakimasu" before?
What was that? I don't think I've heard of that phrase. Was that in Japanese or something?
It's like thank you for the food or something.
Yes, yes, I've seen that. I didn't know what it was called.
Yeah.
So for some reason, I kind of like I kind of do it too when I eat a little bit sometimes.
Yeah. Like
yeah,
that?
like I just go like, I just feel like, all right, I just do that. Like I don't know why I do it. It just feels right for some reason sometimes.
Oh, it must be Japanese.
Maybe I am. I'll take a blood test later.
Spiritually. Yeah. So as Mana was saying, a lot of people here. And I would say maybe the most common excuse is like if you put your palms together and say thank you, it just makes it right to eat. So a lot of people say that here for some reason.
Yeah. In the U.S., the most common excuses I hear are, well, they lived a happy life before they died, or I didn't, or the most dumbest one I hear is, well, I didn't see them die, so it's not wrong.
Huh?
That's the dumbest excuse I've ever heard. They say, well,
I didn't see them die because so it's not wrong.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people respond to that. They ask them, why are you not against this? Well, they say, well, I didn't see them die, so I don't feel bad about it.
So they think it's different thing.
Yeah, that's not the most, but like it's right there. It's one of the most common excuses here in the U.S.
That's so dumb. I thought Japan was dumb.
Like when we try to show these to, like, when there are children around, people say, don't show that to children, that'll upset them. And well, I mean, if the truth about something will upset them, maybe that's a sign you shouldn't be giving them foods made from animals.
I think I've heard that excuse before too. It's like don't show those.
Yeah, don't show people
content or something.
Like I mean,
that would traumatize them or something.
Yeah, like we show a lot of things to children that traumatize them. Like you guys know what 9/11 is, obviously.
Yeah.
We show videos like that to children, like videos of like people falling out of the towers or like the buildings falling down. I watched that when I was young, and that traumatized me. So why are we still showing that to kids in school? The reason why we show kids graphic things, even if it'll upset them, is to teach them so that in the future they don't act like how the people in that video acted.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. So they have to know the truth.
Yeah, some people say
learn the history and so on.
Some people think that if you show them the truth, you're just going to encourage them to be a psychopath or something.
And if someone's told that to me, I would ask for like, oh, is there data for that? Is there data that's showing graphic images, traumatizing images? Would that render people to psychopaths and sociopaths?
Yeah, like I've been exposed to so many things like as a child, like that could have traumatized me. Like I went to a museum. I was brought to a museum when I was like maybe like 10 or 8 years old about the Jewish Holocaust, and I saw pictures of like how they starved people and how they like executed them, and that really upsetted me. And it taught me that that's not right to treat somebody because their beliefs, their religious beliefs, are different than you.
And there you are, right?
Yeah.
You have that mindset of not discriminating.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like that's why, like, you know, we show people, impressionable people, these things, the truth, is so that it teaches them in the future not to behave like that.
Yeah, exactly. That reminded me of my visit to Hiroshima in Japan. Just a nuclear atomic bomb.
Where the
atomic dome
bomb was dropped.
Exactly. And it was traumatizing to me. There was like a footage of people walking like zombies and so on. It was traumatizing, but I still remember vividly. And it was not the bad traumatizing, if that mean what I mean is it just made me learn something that was worth. So yeah, just exactly. You show the traumatizing footage is because it's truth, and we have to learn to make better decisions in future. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's how we can teach people to be better humans towards others in the future.
Right.
And also, like, like people, by choices, they are suffering, right? So
yeah,
we gotta know what we are doing to them.
Mm-hmm. I forgot to mention this. I used to actually be part of the problem. Back then, I used to work as a meat packer for a few months. So yeah, I used to be personally be contributing to the problem where, like, my job was like to pack meat and to put after they were done with the slaughter, I put the meat in the packages. So yeah, I used to be part of the problem too, and you know, exposing me to the truth helped me realize, you know, I'm part of that problem. So that's why I don't do that job anymore.
Yeah, it's depressing when once you know the truth. Also, I think some people believe that we just have to talk to the farmers directly to stop killing animals instead of just talking to the consumers about it. To me, it's like, would you think that would stop them?
Yeah.
Like, you're the one who's creating the demand for those meat. Why would you think that's a good idea to talk to the farmers about it?
Yeah, because like if you're
the one who's creating the demand.
You're giving
they have to supply. Because of you.
Yeah, like if
I heard that like solution or something, suggestion from people like, what?
Sorry, I interrupted you.
Oh no problem.
Sorry, the thing is like that's the thing, like you're giving them the demand by buying their products. The thing is like how this can work is if you stop buying their from them and stop giving them money, then these businesses are no longer going to exist. They're not going to make any more money, so they're going to stop doing what they do.
Exactly.
Yeah, so like, and they say like, why can't you just talk to the people who are doing it? Well, I mean, yeah, obviously we want to, like, because like some people, I know some people actually who work in slaughterhouses, they don't want to work in slaughterhouses, and that's their only, like they say that's their only available job, and it gives a lot of people say they have PTSD from working in a slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
And like you're putting those people in that position by demanding, you're giving them more PTSD. So if you just stop giving these companies money, both people, these workers won't need to suffer mentally, and the animals obviously will not need to suffer like their entire lives. Like, I just don't get it. Why it's so hard for people to understand that?
Yeah, it's a mystery to me too.
Yeah, because like at the root problem is, like you're at the center. You're the one who's making this circle of violence continue by increasing the demand.
Exactly. Nana, you've visited slaughterhouses in Japan, right? Before.
Sorry?
You visited slaughterhouses in Japan before?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, workers there, what do they look like?
I don't know. They were just like doing their job because it's their job.
Like, do they look like unhappy or something about their job?
I didn't see the people because I was like concentrating to see the animals because yeah, it was quite far. That's not very close distance. So I didn't see the workers there. But yeah.
Because I saw like I heard like many of my friends from many of my friends that those workers look like very normal. It's like very ordinary people. They didn't look like psychopathy or anything like that.
Yeah.
They're really nice. That's what they told me. It's like, welcome to the plant or something, welcome to the slaughterhouse. Just enjoy a visit or something like that.
But at the same time, like I've been
Yeah.
talking to quite a lot of, not a lot, but like 10 to 20 people that like they quit their job in slaughterhouse because they are very depressed and they didn't like the smell, or they couldn't hear that they're screaming. Yeah. So
That's
I've
good. That's good.
Yeah.
like when I'm doing activism.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So like some people quit their jobs.
Yeah.
Oh. And yeah. So like, see, like, if people don't know what the situation the factory farmers or slaughterhouse workers are in, they just say, well, if you continue doing this, they will lose their jobs. I'm like, not so fast, but like the industry itself is like a holocaust. You're killing those innocent beings, those innocent sentient beings. It shouldn't be a business. And I try to explain to them that we're killing innocent animals, these sentient beings. Would that be legal? Would that exist? Should that be exist? They still don't understand. They still think I'm sounding extreme. It's like, oh, you think those meat industry is a holocaust? It's a mass murder industry. That's crazy. I'm like, it's not crazy.
Yeah, actually,
it's the truth.
The thing about the word Holocaust, I remember do you guys know who Vegan Gaines is?
Who?
Have you guys heard of this guy, Vegan Gaines?
Is that the guy who did the killing? on behalf of Hitler?
No. He's a vegan YouTuber.
Oh, vegan gays. Yeah, vegan gays. Yeah.
Gaines. Yeah, Gaines.
Yeah.
Like you know him,
Oh.
right?
Oh, vegan gains?
Yeah. Do you know him?
Oh, I thought you were talking about vegan gays.
No. Yeah, their names can.
Is that like a plant-based athlete?
He's from Canada. I suggest you look him up after this. He did a research about that word Holocaust. You know, it actually originates from the Greek word I think holocaustia, which was a Greek word used to describe animal sacrifice to God, and so that word perfectly describes how animals are treated. So you can't really say you can't. So when people say you can't use that word, actually you can, because that word was invented originally to describe the killing of animals.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, he did a
animal sacrifice to God.
Yeah. If you look up the original definition of Holocaust, like that was the original definition.
Oh, that's interesting. I should talk about that. Yeah, thanks for the information.
Yeah, you're welcome.
What else? Yeah, I think we talked about how people react in veganism in general, the vegan activism. Now we can talk about I think it's going to be the most beneficial. The next topic is going to be how do you deal with family members, friends, lovers, siblings, and so on. So I can share my experience. Like, it's going to be personal experience, but like I talked to my parents about veganism actually before, and I expressed my feelings towards them. I mean, like, about how they contribute to animal cruelty because they are not vegan. They understood, although it took a lot of tries to convince that my mom, like, she couldn't just connect the dots. It's like if you buy animal products, that money would go to the animal industry, which creates the cycle, supply and demand. I tried explaining like so many times, maybe like 50 attempts, and she kind of like but like my dad just understood it, like, just once, just from the first attempt, and we try to explain that, oh, this is something. So I explained, like, clearly, but the reason why they're not vegan is because they don't want to change their lifestyle. Just that, to me, it's like, oh, it's honest. It's not like they're not making an excuse or anything, just honest. So I didn't feel as frustrated, if that makes sense.
I think
but sorry.
I think it does make sense a little.
Yeah. It's like I don't want to change the lifestyle or something. It's like, okay, it's at least honest. But at least can you watch Dominion? I asked them. But they clearly they just were really honest. Like, well, if I watch that, I don't think we would be able to eat those animal products again. So we were not ready or something. I'm like, okay, that's honest. But like, I still have feel like the little distant from the family for that reason. Although they are honest, they are contributing to something that I'm against.
Yeah.
The animal cruelty. So it's really hard to spend time for long enough.
Yeah.
So I don't live with them right now. I live alone by myself. And my sister, actually, I have a little sister. I wanted her to think about eating animals. So I sent her this Dominion, like YouTube. Like, can you watch this? And she did. And after that, so what did you think? I just asked her. And she said, like, I must be a psychopath. I mean, like, oh, you mean like, I thought she was talking about how we treat animals is psychopathic, because it's really cruel. But she meant she was being a psychopath. That she didn't feel anything after watching Dominion, and like, you might be okay. You didn't like, feel anything, okay. I watch a lot of like graphic videos, so it didn't feel anything. It didn't feel anything. That's what she told me.
You keep abusing animals because animals don't want to die if someone didn't want to anything about it.
She just can't connect the dots. She still can't.
Yeah.
She says like if it's legal, it's okay.
Yeah, that's
To me it's like it's not.
Yeah, the law does not determine morality.
Exactly.
Like in some countries, it's actually legal for a man to have sex with his wife without her consent. So would you say that that's fine to do? No, it's not. That's a violation of someone's rights. The law doesn't make it okay.
Yeah.
And gay marriage is, I think it's still illegal in Japan. It's not legal in Japan. Same-sex marriage.
It's
Oh, so here
I don't really know, but it's legal here. But like some states in the U.S. are considering banning it again.
That's so stupid.
I know, like, cause like
so stupid. Oh my God.
I know a lot of human rights are under threat of being made illegal in the States.
Oh. Yeah, it's just what's that called? Legality? Is that the word?
I think it is.
Legality doesn't mean morality, but she understand because she spends the time most of the time with her parents, my parents. So their thinking is exactly the same to me. They think the same. They just talk about the same thing. I don't want to be. Okay, I love them, but I don't want to be with them. If that makes sense. So that's the choice that I could make. Yeah, I'm blessed that I could live my own. I know not everyone is capable of doing that. Maybe for economic reason or something.
Have you when's the last time you've seen them actually?
2 months ago, I think. 2 months ago, yeah. Yeah. So before moving, actually, sorry, we should answer the comments for now. Let's see. Is food subsidized in Japan for farmers? Yes. Next Level Burger is a chain that rapidly expanding. I want to work there, so I'll give a little promotion. The Next Level Burger, is that the one? Okay.
The what?
Talking about? Next Level Burger is a franchise, vegan franchise.
Next Level Burger.
Next Level Burger.
I don't think I've heard of that franchise.
Oh. Let's see. Let me look it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna look that up too. Do I know that?
Our food is our future. It's never been. Oh my, no. What we eat is everything in fighting climate change. We believe going plant-based can save the planet is what we all about. Every burger, every shake, every day. Okay. New Denver restaurant serves the plant-based burgers. Okay. So it must be in Denver, I believe. Okay.
Oh. Yeah, I've never heard of that brand. The franchise I am familiar with, it's called Hip City Veg.
Hip City Veg?
Yeah. They're mostly located in Philly.
100% vegan restaurant. Wow. They have branches in Washington, D.C., Philadelphia,
and some in New York too.
Oh. Wow. Well, obviously we don't have those yet. Although we have like vegan options, like in Moss Burger, the franchise.
Yeah.
Moss Burger,
Yeah, that is what I wondered. Like, are there any like from you guys' experience? Like, is there any like at least like maybe one restaurant you've seen in Japan that's like fully everything vegan?
Restaurants, yeah. Right, Mana?
Yeah, quite a lot.
100% vegan restaurants, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Like
Plant-based.
yeah, like I think in Nagoya there's Gugu. Was it Gugu in Nagoya? Yeah, Gugu.
Mm.
I think that's the biggest one in Nagoya. And the owner of the restaurant is I'll type it here. Gugu. I think Veggie Kitchen, Gugu, Vegan Kitchen. I'll type in YouTube live. Yeah, if you're interested, if you're visiting Japan, maybe visiting Nagoya, and in Osaka and Tokyo, I think it's fairly easy to find vegan restaurants. But if you're looking for vegan restaurants, if you're visiting Nagoya, Gugu is the owner is animal rights vegan. It's not like health vegan or any other. So if you agree with the animal rights veganism, I think that's a great place to enjoy the meal.
Yeah.
It was really good. It was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. People will say anything to soothe their feeling of guilt or shame. Yes. We really enjoy cooking, but I don't like to eat. Okay, that's interesting. It's usually the opposite. People just need to learn to cook, and palates are different, which is like Mermite, Vegemite, which is concentrated nutritional yeast. It's kind of like an old miso. Oh. Asian market will be cheaper, but still like $2.99, $3.99 for tofu. What do you think, Finn? Would it be cheap?
Would it be wait, sorry. What was the question again?
The Asian market will be cheaper. The tofu will be cheaper, but still like $2.99 or $3.99.
Why are we talking about tofu?
Because I was reading the.
Wait, are we talking about like are we talking about like the fake meat or something?
I think. Because I'm reading the YouTube comments right now.
I'm a little lost. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. It's a little confusing. I just went out for some items. Miso is quite the same. Marmite language is different. But this is basically the same lab animals like them. Okay, so I think we have to read the comments more often. Sorry, guys, I missed the comments a lot. I want to know the story of how Taiki, Mana, and Finn went vegan. We talked about it in the beginning of the live stream.
Yeah,
so it's going to be saved, so you can watch it later.
The video is going to be saved, so you can go back and watch it.
Yes, we need to change minds and laws. I can't stress enough that we end the U.S. corn subsidy. The subsidized corn is feed that is subsidizing meat, subsidized beans instead. Yeah, exactly. I hope the government will subsidize fruits and veggies. Yeah, me too. And we could grow many times more bean protein instead of cow chicken feed. That's true. Yeah. Yes. I feel more people are open to veganism nowadays, thanks to all vegans and vegan activists in any form. Subsidize peas and beans, not corn. That's the solution to the US anyway. Prices went up for fruits and vegetables in my area. I'm from the United States. Honestly, it's probably cheaper to grow our own food. Yeah. Fruits and vegetables are going up.
You just need enough, like I think, like what's the word? you need like a big enough space for like a garden, and then yeah, you'd be set. And all you need is like the seeds to grow it. So get those, and like you'd be set to like grow your own food.
Yeah. I don't think we have that advantage, Japan, maybe, right, Mana?
Yeah. There's like there's
big
different
garden to grow.
Yeah, it could be like more than just like getting the seeds. I don't grow my own food, so I don't know much about that. But from what I know, it's like you need like a good amount of space and like for the and a good environment for the plants to grow so that they don't go bad.
Right. But Mana, your grandma grows vegetables, so maybe that's different.
Yeah.
Maybe that's easy for you.
Some people have space. People who live in the apartment,
like me. Yeah.
Like my friend, like vegetable can be grown in their balcony. It's possible, like even a little.
like a little tomatoes and so on, right?
Yeah, I think my mom grows tomatoes.
Okay, it's possible in Japan too, everyone. I haven't done it yet, but I might as well try.
But it's little.
Just a little. Just saves you a little money.
Yeah.
My ancestors were farmers in the American Midwest, and ever since World War II, we've had a farm bill to provide subsidies. Those subsidies are heavily weighed toward corn and away from. Yeah, so a lot of corn subsidies. I used to be a huge meat eater, and my body started rejecting it. I feel repulsed by it now, and I've been vegan for 2 years now. That's good. JESS Media Languages. I don't think you can force anyone to be vegan. They have come around on their own, but my own family does make sure to have vegan options for me. My mom is careful when she cooks as well. Oh, okay. That's cool. That's supported. Yeah, I don't think we can force people to go vegans.
It's possible to force people though. Like we never force anyone. Like
like in terms of force, like like holding them down and like
right,
making them do it. Like
I will confine you to the basement.
Mental way, like in a mental way, maybe. I think that's a lot of people like to say that you're forcing me to do it. Like I'm not holding you down. I'm not making you do this. I'm asking you. Can you please, or can you at the very least consider doing this? That's not force. That's just you being a weak-minded person who can't handle criticism is what I would is the term I would use to describe people who say that.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I don't know. It's like even so. In case you're wondering how to, I don't know, deal with like, don't force your view on me or something. Those types of excuses. I think you can give an example. It's like, if you see a poster on the street, say like join our band or something. Would you be angry? Would you be like, don't force me to join the band? Would you be angry?
Yeah,
we're just doing basically the same thing.
Or like you see posters, or you see posters like at restaurants saying, "Here, come work here with us."
Yeah, don't force me to work with you. Would you be angry?
I once had someone when I was coming out of a gas station come up to me and say, "Hey, do you want to work? Do you want to work at my store? I have a position open." And I said no, and they left. That's not them forced. They didn't drag me into their store and say you're gonna work here. They asked me, "Hey, do you want to work here? I've got a position." And I said no, and they said okay.
Yeah, if they dragged you inside the gas station, and like if you don't work, I will confine you. So that's forcing, I think. But
that's forcing. Someone coming up to you and asking you politely, "Hey, would you like to work here? I have a position open." No, that's not forcing. That's just like asking you.
Yeah, or offering, asking.
Yeah, like I'm not saying you have to do this or else I'm gonna do something to you. I'm just at the very least I'm saying like, can you at least consider like not trying going vegan? Can you at least consider that, or like open your eyes to the truth?
Yeah.
I'm not strapping you to a chair and forcing your eyelids open to watch Dominion. I'm asking, can you consider watching Dominion?
Yeah, sometimes I feel people, you're stopping me, you in a way. So yeah, the situation, like I was doing vegan activism. While doing the vegan activism, I started talking to them, right? That's how we do the vegan activism. It's like, have you seen this footage before? Something like that. And they were like, why are you stopping me? It's like, after talking a little, why are you stopping me? I'm like, I'm not stopping you. You're free to walk away if you don't want to talk to me. If you don't want to see the footage. But like, some people think it's like I'm forcing them to stay and watch the footage, which is not true. So it's like forcing and just talking. It's normally just ignore. Some people on YouTube is like, oh, that made me feel like very bad, that something. I'm like, if that makes you feel bad, why don't you just click away?
Yeah, or maybe stop contributing to it.
Yeah, exactly. That's the truth. Truth is not always pretty.
Yeah, like no,
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, like, I mean, we prefer the truth be pretty, but it's just not always going to be pretty.
Right. Okay, we're gonna finish reading other 3 comments and we go back to the topic. Sorry, off the track.
Yeah.
My sister's son was growing tomatoes. They lived in an apartment. He actually got 3 or 4, but then the birds got to it. Okay, that's sad. I used to grow strawberries for 3 years, and I did got any all beaten by birds or squirrels. Okay, yeah, that's sad. Okay, going back to the topic, family, relationship. So yeah, that was with my family. Friends, I don't have many hard time with friends. They pick places that I can go in. They look for like vegan options and something so on when we hang out. So like when I hang out with non-vegan friends, I don't have many problems personally. Although I sometimes they eat in front of me, right? They don't eat vegan food in front of me. So I sometimes feel like, oh, you don't know what I'm going through. Sometimes I feel like that, but overall, I think that's fine. The relationship, like romantic relationship, my ex-girlfriend discovered my channel and she dumped me.
I am sorry to hear.
That's why, they broke up with me.
So, like, wait, was she in a relationship with you? Then she found the channel. Then after finding the channel, she broke up with you.
Exactly.
Oh.
That's what happened. And after like some girl, after dated some girls, but they all after so I don't actively say I'm vegan to them, but when I say it, they just have think and later on on a text or something, sorry, I don't think we are compatible or something. That's what takes me what happened? It's one girl said I want to share the taste with you. I want to enjoy the joy with you, but without you, I can't enjoy it. I feel lonely. That's the excuse. So I don't want to see you again, something like that. So to me, it's what? What did I do anything wrong? I'm just refraining from products that harm the animals, and they just think it's weird. They just think it's extreme something. So to me, from my experience, it's better to date people who are vegan, or at least have like some understanding of what veganism is about. Potentially, is going to be vegan, maybe. Otherwise, yeah.
Veganism. They have to be.
Yeah, what was that? You broke
Sorry,
up.
you broke up a little.
Be vegan. We like because we are vegan because we understand veganism and
Yeah,
we
Yeah.
animals.
Yeah, I remember someone made.
Should live without harming others.
Yeah.
Yeah, like someone made a video explaining this. You can date whoever you want. Like, we're not saying you have to date someone who's vegan, but mostly people would prefer someone who has the same moral principles as them. Like, for example,
Yeah.
Like you obviously, like when you brought up gay marriage, like I support people who are gay and want to get married. Like, do you really think you could make it work with dating somebody who is opposed to that and says people who are gay should not be married? Like, do you really think? I mean, you can date them if you want, but do you really think you would want to date with someone whose principles are that against yours?
Yeah, I think it's the core thing.
Yeah.
That it's just not just more than just the mutual favorite show or favorite music or musician. Not shallow things like that, but it's more like
like if it's like a
profound
moral principle that like could affect somebody, like a moral principle that could like affect somebody else's life.
Yeah.
Your feelings aren't always gonna like physically affect somebody, but they can like verbally affect them, like make them feel less valued in life and possibly depressed or make them want to kill.
Yeah, so like I think it's going to be like obvious advice for maybe with dating non-vegans or something. Would they understand? Would they potentially go vegan? If they're against like veganism, I don't think it's going to be. They're going to be compatible with you for an obvious reason. Just the moral principle is going to be different. And out of those three that I mentioned, the family, friends, and lovers, I think the lovers is the easiest to deal with because it's I think, most distant.
Yeah.
Maybe can be like more close, like can get closer than friends. But like first knowing, I think it's going to be more distant. So it's going to be like, I think, just potentially would they go vegan, or are they vegan already? Or like, are they at least vegetarian, pescatarian, or something?
Yeah,
potential, right? Yeah, that's my experience with dealing with people, non-vegan people. What about you, Finn? Family. Let's start with family.
So yeah, family. Like when I went vegan and told my family, they were confused. They asked me why, and I told them why because I don't believe it's right to. And they would say like, the excuses I hear, like, you need meat to survive, or it's part of life. Everyone dies eventually, or stuff like that. I said to them, like, can you like think for yourselves, at least think, like you wouldn't want someone to harm your dogs. Like, why do you think it's okay to harm anything other than a dog? They still can't connect the dots either, especially my brothers. Like, sometimes they'll bother me about it. They'll just be a troll to me. But like when I tell them, they say, like, that's the thing my parents say. Like, they ask me, like when they say, like when I tell them about, like, it's not just meat, it's dairy and eggs, they ask me, what's wrong with eating an egg? It's not an animal, so you're not really hurting them. Well, no, you are. You're forcing the chicken to lay an egg that they didn't intend to have, and it puts them through a lot of suffering. Like this, an excuse, like they say, like backyard hens. Like people think there's nothing wrong having chickens in your backyard and laying their own eggs. Like, but no, it causes a lot of suffering because it's artificial selection where they are put into specific breeds and artificial, like certain genetics, and it causes them a lot of suffering. And so it's not really ethical. Eggs aren't as ethical as you think they are, especially dairy. Obviously, dairy is like the most unethical.
Oh yeah,
because like in order for cows to produce milk, they need to be pregnant. So they violate the cows by forcibly impregnating them against their will, or they'll force the sperm out of a bull and put it in the female, and then they take the calf away to sell for veal or put them through the same process as them. Yeah. And when they're done with all the milk,
meat, right?
Yeah, as soon as they're done with the milk, they can't produce any more milk. They just kill them.
Yeah, that seems to be like a lot of people.
Yeah, at least my mom at least it's not. I mean, it's not vegan, but like I guess she's getting somewhere. She doesn't consume dairy anymore.
Really?
Yeah, she said it was for a health reason.
Okay.
I was hoping it was for an ethical
reason.
It's not 100% perfect, but it's getting somewhere.
That's good. Actually, I once convinced my parents to like try soy meat, but like they were like, oh, like cook like burgers, right? The soy meat with using soy meat, and they said like, oh, this tastes like meat. Wow, I wouldn't tell the difference. They said like that, right? But they didn't use that soy meat.
Yeah,
I asked them why. It's like you're going back to eating meat. Why? It's a little hassle. It's a little bit of hassle. Like I have to water them. It's like I boil them and like dehydrate them.
Yeah.
Before it takes a little time. It's like think about what animals are going through.
Yeah. I have a friend. He does this to his. I have a friend. Sorry. I interrupt you.
Like lifetime suffering. Just if you consider the lifetime suffering the cows are going through, or like animals are going through, it's obvious. It's no brainer actually to switch to plant-based alternatives.
Yeah.
That's what I want to say.
Yeah. So I have this friend. He cooks his wife like sometimes vegan foods, and like his wife wants nothing to do with it. It's this guy I work with. And like he will cook it and not tell her it's vegan, and she can't tell the difference. And then he tells her, well, that's vegan food. And she said, I can't tell the difference. And he asked her, then why do you keep eating this stuff? He makes her, feed, like, have you guys heard of Just Egg? Have you heard of that?
Just Egg?
Yeah, have you heard of that?
Is that like
it's like egg? Yeah, it's a vegan egg. Like, yeah, you've heard of it, Mana?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's, I would suggest it. It's really good. Yeah, he makes it for her, and she can't tell the difference. And he asks her, if you can't tell if it's no different, like, why do you keep eating real eggs? Because like, it takes like, I don't know, but she just said, I don't. She just said she doesn't like vegan food because like
doesn't like vegan food.
Yeah, but she can't. But she said, oh, that's like I see that like with my brother. Like I gave my brother like plant-based chicken, and he couldn't tell the difference either. I mean, he said it a little bit of like little textures like were different, but like all in all, he said it tasted the same. So like I asked people like, it's not any different. It's not gross or something. Like if you think it's good, like why do you eat the other, but like you can't like you don't want to eat this. You want to eat the actual thing. It's really confusing. Like a lot of people will say, "Oh, vegan food is great," but then it's no different. Then why do you do the same thing? Like, why do you eat like other animals, but like not the stuff that like tastes exactly the same?
So they say, oh, well, they taste exactly the same, but after like I don't like the vegan food, which tastes exactly the same as the animal food.
Yeah, I guess like I know.
Yeah.
It's pretty weird. Yeah. So I think we're gonna move on to friends.
Yep.
Sometimes my friends trolled me about it one time. Like when I was visiting the UK, I ordered like a vegan meat, and like I didn't eat it, thank God. Like I was given a plate that had real meat, and I was like, what the hell is this? And they were just laughing at me, joking, and I didn't eat it because like I knew it looked weird, because like I'm like, that looks like it's real, and they just kind of were joking with me. But yeah, sometimes. But what?
Pranks.
Yeah, pranks. Sometimes people will joke. Full prank. That was the only time someone pulled a prank on me for being vegan. Like, thank God. I'm just glad I didn't eat it. Because like I
say like pricks.
Was like pricks.
Pricks.
Yeah, pranks.
Jerks.
Yeah, jokes. That was the only time someone pulled
jerks.
But I mean, yeah, I would suggest you shouldn't make fun of someone if it's going to violate their morals.
It's serious, yeah.
Yeah, like there are certain religions who can't eat specific foods, and like people will prank them, say, "Oh, here, eat this," and they just violated their spiritual beliefs, religious beliefs.
They have no idea how upsetting that would be.
Yeah. Like, but yeah, overall, they're pretty respectful to me. Like when we go out to eat, they ask me, is there anything, that you can eat here? Like that. Sometimes they'll just be a joke or a troll here and there, not all the time, but most of the time they're pretty respectful to me.
The ones that you visited the UK with?
They're
also nice.
That was a different. I have many friends.
Okay.
Yeah, those were the same friends. But it was usually they're pretty conservative of me, and like sometimes they'll even get into a conversation with me, ask me questions why. Like one of my friends asked me like, how is milk not vegan? And I told them it's a matter of consent and everything, and they understood it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I get that. If there's one question I ask, like, how is that not vegan? It's like it has something to do with like, it's usually how is milk, like dairy or eggs or honey, how are those not vegan?
It makes sense. It makes sense that people wonder, because I wonder too.
Yeah,
I was actually asking the same question as you brought up, the same one. It's like how eggs are not meat. So how is it harming them?
Yeah, I remember I watched.
I wondered that, but now I understand.
Yeah, I watched a video.
Yeah.
About the egg industry and like how they blend baby chickens who are males. And that
so disturbing.
That really upsetted me.
Exactly. To me too.
And that's how I ditched eggs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, me too. Any other relationship problems you have?
I don't have a girl. I haven't had a girlfriend. I've only had I've never really had a girlfriend, or at least in a relationship that meant something. But I don't. That question's really off the table for me.
So it was before you were vegan?
Yeah.
Okay. Because
I've had one relationship. I've had relationships, but that was before I was vegan. So since then, I've never really had a relationship.
okay, maybe I can ask Mana.
Yeah.
Family,
What?
starting with family.
Am I with family?
No, Mana, starting with family.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought
You
were
live with your
asking-
family right now.
I thought you were asking me like, am I with my family? I was confused for a second. Sorry.
Yeah, it's no problem.
Okay.
I will read the comments later. Sorry, guys. I wanna.
On live stream almost 2 hours though.
Wow, really?
Right.
Hmm.
I didn't expect it to be this long. So many people watching the comments. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So like family relationship
Family.
As a-
Yeah.
as a
Like
vegan,
how do you?
like
Yeah.
as a animal rights activist, it's hard to see the like after seeing the animals in slaughterhouse, and when I go home I could smell their body which my mom was cooking, and that makes me kind of like depressed.
Mm.
And yeah, like I told them so many times what happened to animals, but they do eat someone's dead body or someone's breast milk.
Yeah.
But yeah, and also like I don't know, maybe my family say that to me, okay, you care about animals more than us.
Oh,
Yeah, that
I get
is.
that too.
I get that too. They say, "Oh, you
You-
care about animals more than people." No, I didn't say that. I just think they should be treated on the same level as people.
yeah, because like you are not in slaughterhouse,
Yeah.
like you are
Yeah, you know.
peacefully living. And
Yeah.
no
Yeah, I don't think anyone's better than
Yeah.
anybody.
abusing you,
I
but
think everyone's equal.
animals are like
Exactly.
you.
Yeah. Like the reason like we're giving them a lot of sympathy is because like they're more defenseless than people are. Like they can't defend themselves to the extent that we can.
Yeah. So you live with your family right now, Mana, right? Not right now, but in Japan.
Yeah.
So how would you deal with the family?
Not
Would
kind
you?
of though. I don't deal with them. I don't know.
Yeah, like
like
would
not
you?
trying to deal with them. Like I always, when they say something like aggressive or like mean to me, I would like talk them back, but like not from me. Like argument doesn't come from me, always from them. Or like yeah, when they're watching TV and like on the TV, there was a they were like fishing on the TV, and yeah, like I say like that it's sad because like fish like who are don't want to die and their retreat got slaughtered by human, and people are all laughing at it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing.
That's very crazy.
The thing about fish is like a lot of like people from like I've seen in the States think fish don't feel pain.
Which is not true. They
Yeah,
do
that's
feel
not true. They have pain
Research.
receptors.
confirmed it.
Yeah, it's been confirmed. Like if they didn't feel this guy I watch VegSeps. If you've heard of him, he did a video debunking this, saying like he gave, for example, if fish didn't feel pain, why do they move around and make horrified expressions, or react the way they do when you stab them in the mouth? Like, why are they trying to get away from you? Like,
Yeah, they'd be like
they wiggle like this, like when you stab them in the mouth. Like, why are they bleeding?
Yeah, true.
yeah. Going back to the TV thing, my family, I feel like it's a little considerate when it comes to television. When I see like a meat, something like a meat advertisement, or like, oh, this new pork ramen or something, you know, when people are eating on television, my dad always like, oh, you don't want to see it, right? He changes the channel. I'm like, oh, so sweet, but you still contribute to me. It's like, you still contributed to it, but sweet of you, but it's contributed to it. So it's a little mixed feeling, and I feel a little distant still. Yeah. Any other, like, when that happens, Mana, when your family has different like moral stance from yours, how would you deal with? Would you stop
I'm not-
talking to them, for instance?
I kind of share my opinion of opinion from like the past, like from animals, like victims of perspective. Like I share a bit from it, but I kind of accept that I already told them like so many information and like what animals go through. So yeah, I kind of, my job is done. Right.
You've already told them, right?
Yeah, and then
Everything.
I don't know, so I kind of like gave up. But still, I would talk to them if they ask me something. But I'm more like I chose to speak up in the public, because in the public people will listen to you.
Yeah.
Will like ready to I don't know, like some people care about,
Yeah.
not care, but yeah, some people ready
Consider.
to realize what happened to animals and ready to avoid like
Yeah.
paying for animals, right? So I kind of like started to focus on that part, not like family and friend, like who doesn't want to listen or doesn't want to know about it. But there's a people who want to know what they actually participate.
Yeah.
Some people say thank you, right? Some people say thank you for sharing this.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I kind of gave up on trying to convince my family too, because it's just so hard. Like, I actually I watched a video from Gary Orflotsky. I don't know if I say his last name right, but I'm sure everyone knows.
The best speech you've ever heard?
Yeah, that. He made a video answering the question, what should you do about friends or family who aren't vegan? And he said, if they're mostly people you're close to are the hardest to convince.
Oh yeah.
And so he said he wouldn't, you can do what you want, but he wouldn't recommend, like, it'd be kind of like almost a waste of time to like spend way too much time convincing them, and rather convincing people who want to, like, listen to you.
I think the more you know person, the harder it is to convince them.
Yeah.
just like you said. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like, I think depends like how that people are honest themselves, or like I don't know, because like I personally, my best friend shared me like all the documentaries and footage from Solar House, and I watched them all because some people maybe doesn't, but I did.
oh,
So
so it really
maybe
depends.
yes, close friend, and she is close friend, and
She was the one who sent you all those documentary.
yeah.
Oh,
So doesn't mean that like it's close friend it's harder or not. Like
so it
it
really
depends
depends.
the person.
Oh, I guess I haven't had that experience, so that's why. Because all the people I got information from, I was not close to them. All my friends had no idea about veganism. They didn't even know the word vegan. Because it was 2020, where so the vegan, the term, I think, is known recently, pretty recently, like 2021 or something. 2022, 2021, right? In Japan. It's where vegan, the word, became famous, so well known. So at that time, quite recently,
Yeah.
they didn't know the word vegan, my friends. So yeah, it really depends on people, yeah.
Mm.
So you stopped trying convincing your family, so you focus on other people instead, right?
Yeah,
Right
like
now?
focus on my social media and editing video and talk like
Yeah,
up in the public, like
yeah, yeah,
right street activism,
yeah, yeah,
more like efficient and like people
yeah.
will listen to. Like some people were ready to like
Accept the feeling,
stop.
accept the truth.
Yeah, kind of like and also stop abusing animals.
Yeah, cool. So you don't talk to them very much then anymore?
Uh, I call them like once a week or like once a month.
Okay, once a month.
Yeah, but
What about when you live with them in Tokyo, back in Japan? What was your strategy, coping strategy with them?
what?
How would you deal with? Would you talk to them often or no?
Yeah,
Not really.
I think I talk quite often. We are still good.
Do you feel distant though? Still little
Mm,
mentally?
okay, like I don't stay. I I'm always doing something, so I don't really stay in the house.
To sort of distract yourself from so
And
that you can.
sometimes my mom cook for me like plant-based meal,
Oh,
and she knows how to cook like 100% plant-based. So it's very nice of her.
yeah, it's nice of her. Yeah, cool.
And she knows
So
that I can't stand the smell of dead body or like cow's milk or like someone's egg, right? Like I can't stand the smell because I have very sensitive
sensitive nose.
nose, and like I'm very good like to tell like what's
Mm-hmm.
like ice cream shop who like which has like vegan option, like plant-based option. That smell the day of I can't stand it. That
Oh.
yeah. So if my mom, when my mom cook like animals, their body, or like she she told me that, like she tells me that you should take a bath because I'm gonna cook meat.
Oh.
So,
I'm not that with it, no. So
yeah.
I kind of envy that ability, but at the same time, it must be hard for you.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. So friends, I think we talked about a little about friends, your friends, best friends, but do you have like non-vegan friends right now, currently?
Yeah.
Would they be nice?
I think I personally don't like to see my friends eating animals in front of me because it reminds me like the footage of in my brain. So it
Hmm.
reminds me of everything that I watched before.
Yeah.
So I can't enjoy my meal when someone is eating their body in front of me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I rather eat lunch or dinner with vegans or who eats plant-based food with me if they are yeah, but I don't know.
So you don't eat out with non-vegans anymore?
I do, but a lot of my friends, not a lot. I don't have a lot of friends. Sorry, friends like most
I'm sure you
friends.
do. A lot of friends.
They eat plant-based with me, so it's good. Very nice. So I don't have to deal with yeah, that
So
thought.
less problems. Less
Yeah.
problems.
Mm.
Oh. What about the relationship?
Relationship.
Hmm.
I don't. It's very personal though.
Yeah, but I share my
I don't
personal too.
like answer
But if you don't want to, that's fine. But
mine though, like because nothing to talk. But yeah, like if I would like have a relationship with someone, I would be like vegan, obviously, who understand the fundamental moral.
yeah, it's the most important thing, right?
Yeah.
The fundamental moral principle.
Yeah.
Yeah, like like I don't think we mentioned this, but actually, like if like any of us were to like have a relationship with someone who's vegan, the best you can do at least is like try to convince them. And if that doesn't work, I guess what happens next is up to you.
Right. Right. I kind of have a slim hope of convincing my ex, but I wanted to take a baby step rather than just because my content on YouTube is going to be extreme. Like it's very straightforward. But rather than that, I wanted to take baby steps. But before I did that, she discovered my channel by chance, and she was surprised. And yeah, so epic fail. But
Yes, yeah. How did she
glad.
discover your channel? Like, did someone tell her about your channel or something?
No, she just searched vegan on YouTube and she found my channel.
Wow.
I was yeah. That meant like, oh, okay, I must be not. I'm doing okay on YouTube,
It's good
right?
though, like, because
Yeah.
so people research like what of
Yeah.
vegan, and you comes up. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
mixed feelings. Like, oh,
Yeah. When I
I'm
first found,
famous.
when
Yeah.
I first found your channel, like when you did that live stream with David Rams.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
That one.
and I discovered your channel, and that's when I said, "Hey, you want to
Okay.
talk?"
Okay. Yeah, I think his influence was significant. Yeah,
Yeah,
I really appreciate that live stream.
yeah,
Yeah.
he has a really good influence.
Yep.
Yeah,
His content is really oriented.
he's the one who whose videos I watched made me go vegan.
Oh, okay. Oh, so a lot of influence. Yeah.
Yeah, good influence.
Yeah. Cool.
Nice.
I think we talked about what we wanted to talk about, but before, I want to read the comments and answer the questions. Okay, so
Actually,
before-
2 hours now.
oh yeah, we had 2 hours. Well,
Yeah.
that's quite long. Before Japan's borders were forced open by America, Japan was a nation of vegans, with the exception of occasionally eating fish for thousands of years. Is this part of Japan history known at all by most people? I knew personally that Japan was originally very plant-based, exception of eating fish sometimes. But did you know, Finn, that Japan was mostly plant-based before?
No, I did have some. I felt like it was mostly plant based, but I just didn't. I wasn't able to like confirm that for myself. So yeah, I did not know that.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. Japan used to be vegan, mostly.
And then I guess some kind of cultural shift happened.
Yeah, the internationalization, is that what's called?
The global market.
Right. By the way, on the topic of marriage equality, America also imported homophobia to Japan, just like their British forefathers to the world. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know if we had. I had no idea if we had like homophobia originally or imported by America. I don't know.
Yeah,
Personally,
I
I don't.
can't really. I don't think. I don't know. Yeah, I think hey Alex, my friend just went on the stream.
Ah, Mana just left.
Someone-
Mana, I just text her.
Yeah, did she get disconnected? You think?
Maybe.
I'll be right back.
There she
Again.
is. Hello?
Oh, never mind then.
So I was gonna like read the comment, and I left the chat.
Okay.
Sorry,
Do you guys see the comments?
Yeah.
On the YouTube
but,
comments?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at YouTube. That's how I can see it.
Oh, okay. If we were human children that were being slaughtered, people would be outraged. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Colorado's governor is gay and his husband is vegan. Wow.
Colorado governor, you said?
Colorado's governor is gay and his husband is vegan.
He is gay.
Wow. And his husband is vegan.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, that's amazing. Animals are just as intelligent as human children, but because they look different, they are happy to turn a blind eye and find any excuse to make themselves feel okay about continuing to pay for the torture. That is true. Just because they look different, although it might be intellectually identical.
Yeah.
Oregon just elected a lesbian governor. Ah. NLB started in Portland and expanded to Denver. Can you educate me what NLB is? National League Baseball?
Actually,
No.
I want to bring up something. When you said like America brought stuff over to Japan, a lot of people think veganism is like this colonialism thing where we're going and we're forcing other people to do stuff. When no, there were actually a lot of countries who were vegan before colonialism came to their countries. Not a lot, but like there were some like places in the around the world where the people there were vegan, and then colonialism happened, and people came over there, and now they're not vegan anymore. So like a lot of people say, well, that's one like thing people say when they talk about like when I see people have conversations involving veganism and intersectionality, like don't get me wrong, I think intersectionality is a good thing, a great thing. Like diversity is great, but like sometimes like like if like diversity is a great thing, but we shouldn't be afraid to judge diversity when it fails to be moral to others.
Yeah, like
whatever that
female
diversity
genital
is, whether it be
mutilation.
like I'm gonna rephrase that, like what, like by diversity I mean like I don't mean by like how people look, I mean like how people think and act and feel and other things like that.
Yeah. Like
I obviously right? Looks don't really determine anything. It's actions and beliefs.
Yeah. I
like,
the one example I can think of is the female genital mutilation.
Yeah,
in Africa.
Yeah.
FGM is a cultural ritual in Africa, some African countries. But I think Egypt, there was one girl who died of blood loss after FGM. And some people say like, oh, we should respect the diversity. FGM is their culture, or like, oh, the dog meat market in China is their culture.
Yeah.
Or like whaling in Japan is their culture, Like a lot of people here actually say like whaling is a culture,
Yeah,
and
a lot of people
we shouldn't speak for themselves. And like, yes, you can. It's morally wrong. To me, it's like even if I might not be like Chinese, but I'm against the dog meat market. The same reason as I'm against animal industry. And some people say like, oh, that's really, I don't know, arrogant of you to say that because you're not even Chinese, and it doesn't matter. To me, it doesn't matter. It's just because the country is different. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't. It's not morally right to me.
Yeah,
my opinion.
What's that guy's name? Was his name Riji Chua? Was that his name?
Who?
I think his name was like Riji or something. He's really popular from Japan.
Riju?
Riju, is that his name? It began with an R.
Do you know, Mana?
I don't remember how to pronounce his name, but I remember he said saying preserving culture is important, but like what is also important is like we shouldn't be scared to judge or criticize culture when it's not being moral to others and like violating their rights, because there's a lot of cultures around the world that violate other people's rights.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, whether it be a person or an animal, that's like just because it's something you've been doing for like it's something you do, like that doesn't make it right. Like not everyone likes it, like what you said, like genital mutilation. Not everybody is on board with like having like not having the choice of like, hey, I want that to happen to me. Like it's like you got to respect them. If they don't want that, they don't want that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the guy said I forgot how to pronounce his name. He's also from Japan.
Oh, is he a vegan activist?
Yeah, his name, it began with an R.
Ryuji? Wasn't it Ryuji?
Yes, that's his name. That's his name.
Yeah.
That's him. Yeah. I watched the video. He said that about like when it comes to like veganism and other cultures that aren't vegan.
Yeah. Exactly. Loving Hut is another big chain. They originated in Vietnam and have locations in Portland, California, maybe Japan too. They promote their own style of Buddhism, so I found that suspect. Loving Hut? Have you heard of Loving Hut?
No, I don't think so.
Look it up. Oh, there is Loving Hut in Tokyo.
Yeah, and also in Australia as well.
What
In Australia has Loving Hut.
as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I gotta do something real quick.
Oh, okay. Wow. Thank you guys so much for watching. I didn't expect to see a lot of comments like this. Yeah.
Thank you.
So Loving Hut is a what fast food chain? Is it?
In where? United States or Japan or
Is it a different thing?
I don't know. Like I don't know any of it.
Loving Hut originated in Vietnam. It says. Loving Hut is a chain of vegan restaurants, which each restaurant is owned by operating in Vietnam. Oh, and it's originated in Vietnam. That's awesome.
Wow.
I didn't expect Vietnam to be vegan friendly.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
All right. Yep.
So I'll keep reading the comments. I use tofu with miso. Momo is like miso. Oh.
Yeah, I have a question for you guys. In Japan, does anybody think like when they hear veganism? Have you ever heard anyone in Japan say like meat is manly?
What?
Like
Eating meat is manly. So like in the U.S., like heavily,
masculine.
like that, like in the U.S., a lot of people
guys may have to eat meat.
Yeah, a lot of people in the U.S. think that vegans are trying to destroy masculinity and make men feminine. No, I
oh my God.
For a year.
Every time I hear that,
I'm not feminine. But that's pretty dumb. Like there are weird channels there's this weird guy. His name's Frank Stefano. He is so weird. He said that vegan diets are linked to homosexuality, and like that was the stupidest thing I've ever heard. That doesn't determine anything.
It doesn't relate it to veganism as well.
I know, like a diet does not determine somebody's preferences.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with like sexual orientation or anything.
Yeah, you're born that way. That's not something you choose.
Yeah, it's like an inherent thing. Yeah.
There's some weird people who think, oh, veganism is destroying masculinity. No, idiots like you are. You're making it dumb.
It's like, have you not seen like any like feminine men who eat meat before?
Yeah.
It's like all vegans like feminine?
No,
like it's just not the fact.
Yeah,
that's so strange. Yeah. It's like, is it manly?
Yeah.
Do we 男らしいみたいな肉食べるの
We have that thought.
Sometimes. Do we have that? Do we have that in Japan too?
I think so, because that's not only, I don't know, like people who wants to gain muscle, they are mostly to eat animals.
Oh yeah, like chicken wings and so on.
Yeah, stuff like that. And yeah, like a lot of these people, like people will say, "Oh, look at these guys. They've got so much muscle." And they eat. Yeah, well, a lot of them take steroids too. So I'm not convinced, really.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, so it might not be as, from my experience, it might not be as like big, because I don't think Japanese men, to begin with, are not really manly. To begin with, a few people, like so many men are very skinny here, so maybe it's not really.
A lot of men in the U.S. are like pretty big, stuff like that.
Yeah. So I'm rather like muscular. in like Japanese standards. So yeah, it might not be a problem.
Yeah.
Not really a problem. Not as problematic as it is.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who make a lot of lies up about like vegan diets and stuff, like how like a plant-based diet is linked to this when that's not true. Like I've seen people say it's linked to infertility, like it makes you infertile. That's not true. I know people who are vegan and they are fertile.
Yeah.
Like a lot of things, they think, oh, it's. Some people think it's linked to cancer and stuff like that. No, most food, non-vegan food, is more likely linked to cancer than vegan food is.
Yeah, like carcinogenic.
Yeah,
carcinogenic
but yes,
one.
like I mean, yeah, some vegan foods have carcinogens in it, but like animal foods like have more of that in it and are more likely to give you cancer.
Yeah, if you look up the World Health Organization stuff, the processed meat is the carcinogenic one, was it?
Yeah.
Like it is definitely carcinogenic. So it will definitely,
Yeah.
it will inevitably, if you consume processed meat, it will increase the chance of getting cancer. That's what I heard. Okay. Reminds me of the sad truth that my parents went back eating meat from vegetarian for over 10 years. I feel a little distance. And I feel family members are also same as friends. We share part of the same time, and we went on different path. Yeah. So, my friend Ihan-san, her parents, so her family is Buddhist, so including her, whole family. Her parents used to be like vegetarians for like the religion reason, but after like 10 years of Buddhism, like vegetarianism, they went back to eating meat. So that made her sad a lot. I usually suggest 100% vegan restaurants when meeting up with friends if possible, so I don't have to watch them eat animals. Yeah, that's a great strategy. I do that too. Yeah. What's up, Finn? It's Alex Zinni. Cool to see what you're doing.
That's an old friend of mine.
Okay.
Yeah, hi Alex, if you're still there.
He was 14 minutes ago. He might be still.
Yeah.
I picnicked recently with Tofurkey founder Seth Tibet. Tofurkey started in Oregon. He said taste and price are the most important. Okay.
Tofurkey.
Do you know that one? Tofurkey?
Yeah, I've tried it.
Oh, how was it?
Good.
I think can't say I really liked it. Like I mean, obviously, you're not gonna, just because like you're vegan, it doesn't mean you're gonna like everything you eat. It was like in the middle, kind of.
Wow.
I think it was the way I cooked it. I put it in a microwave.
Oh,
so it obviously tasted bad.
That might kill some of the
But it was okay.
Oh. What's educate me on what that is? Is that
what turkey is?
Yeah, is that tofu?
So like like deli slices, like when they slice meat into like thin layers.
Oh.
Like it's like that. It's like made from tofu, and they slice it into a thin deli slice.
Oh. So it's like it's thin deli?
Yeah, like thin
deli?
Like when they make meat like thin, like a piece of paper.
Ah.
Like that. But made out of tofu.
Okay. Seth started with Motley soybeans and made a multi-million-dollar business, and that was over 40 years ago. Ah, sounds better when you call it tempeh. Yes, I've seen many ads in Japan portraying any animals as a manly thing. Oh, that's the one? Oh, looks delicious. Looks like a potato or something.
Yeah, I was about to say that. It looks like a potato or like a mango or something.
Yeah. Tofurkey.
Yeah, that's
the one. Oh, okay. I might as well try that. Yeah.
It's for like
I've never
sandwiches.
tried that one before.
And also there's a sausages too, like pie and yeah, I had this kind of thing and it was nice.
As a sausage?
Yeah.
Wow.
This is the also this is the just egg. This is like the plant-based egg.
Oh. Wow.
It's I recommend it. It's really good. It actually tastes like the same.
We don't have that in Japan yet, I don't
Yeah.
think. It's like,
But
oh my
we
god.
have, so why not using that?
Yeah, we
Sorry?
have it here in America.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, I should visit.
It's like yeah, if you can get your hands on it, it's really good.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I use it a lot for like baking.
Mm.
You use it a lot for baking?
Yeah, I use it for
Ah.
baking.
That's good. That's good.
That way I don't need to use eggs.
Yes, I've seen many ads in Japan portraying eating meat as a manly thing, which is the opposite because it can be related to having ED, erectile dysfunction issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the opposite. Vegans shall have a yearly blood test too. B12 supplement is needed. Be a healthy vegan. Yeah.
Yeah.
I take once in a while I take B12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. People think we take like handfuls, like so many supplements. No, I only take like 2 supplements. I take every once in a while I take a B12 and a vitamin D supplement, and that's really everything. All I take.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm pretty much the same, like B12, just B12.
Yeah, you can I mean, there's a lot of natural sources of vitamin D, but like I feel
You might not be out in the sun all the time.
Yeah, it's not able like to do that all the time, and obviously the sun's not always out and is not always a great source. So yeah, I'd rather just do that than take my chances.
Yeah. Mana, what about you? Do you take supplements?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
But now, like I'm in overseas, so I
Ah.
don't have any. Like,
when I'm
buy supplement, but I kind of like being lazy, and I'm okay. So when
I sometimes forget B12, and I'm okay.
Yeah, when I'm sometimes it's actually hard to find a vitamin D supplement that is vegan, because like a lot of the brands I see for vitamin D are like they have gelatin in them.
Oh.
In the pill, and that's animal fat, and so sometimes it can be tricky to get like the supplement without containing like anything in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, sometimes like I mean, shopping like vegan is not hard, but sometimes it can be tricky because like labels are a very important thing. Like looking at the ingredients in labels.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a time when I was careless and I didn't think anything of it. I didn't check it. I'm like, oh, it doesn't look like there's anything. I didn't look at it hard enough, and because I was shopping for something that had nothing in it, and so I took another one next to it and think, since this is made by the same brand, it can't probably have anything else. And I didn't look at it, and it had milk in it, and I was pretty pissed off when I got home.
It's like accident.
It's like an accident.
Accidental consumption, something.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah. So, like, yeah, and I realized, reading the label and the ingredients is like really important when you're shopping.
Yeah.
Because some companies like to trick their customers. Like they'll make this claim, oh, this is like natural, nothing from animals in it. Like, have you guys heard of the brand I Cannot Believe It's Butter?
I cannot believe it's butter.
So it's supposedly this fake butter, and that's the brand's name. I can't believe it's not butter. And I looked at it, and it says it claims to have like no dairy in it, and there's milk in it, and it contained a milk byproduct in it, like whey.
Okay.
And I'm like, that's just so like dishonest. You just make, like, there are companies who make this claim, like they like to trick their customers and like say, oh, this doesn't have this in it, and then when you look at it, when you take a closer look at it, oh look, it's in there. That's also like a health hazard too, like doing that. That's actually a health hazard because like dairy and eggs are like a common allergy.
I think recently we had soy latte. Yeah, Mount Rainier, Mount Rainier soy latte. No, there's a different brand. Oh yeah, that one. Soy latte. So I can't send the picture, but I can send maybe the image URL.
Yeah.
Where?
You know, I'm actually thinking of it now. When I brought up allergies, that is the thing a lot of people say. What about people like when they say, when I talk to people trying to convince them to go vegan, they say, what about people with allergies to soy, nuts, seeds, and other things? Well, first of all, you're being kind of ableist because you're using other people's disability as your excuse. Also, you can find those aren't the only things we eat off of. You can find many. There are so many options of like what you can eat. And yeah, are people going to be allergic to some of these things? Yeah, then choose something else. Like you don't have to choose that. And like, is somebody like, is the majority of people allergic to this? No. And the chances of someone being allergic to all that at the same time are very low.
Yeah, if they have to eat those products, they have to. But what about you? That's what I ask.
That's the thing. A lot of people like to do that. They like to use other people's like disadvantages as their excuse. Like people like food deserts. There's a lot of places in the U.S. that are so rural. Like there's basically like no vegetables for vegetables. And I'm like, okay, well, that's the fault of the governments governing those areas. Like they put them in that situation. So what you can do is you can complain to the government, tell them, hey, you're not giving these people like fair options. You're not giving them you're not treating them fairly. So like get the governments to like change their policies. Don't just sit there and keep saying, oh, well, these people can't eat that, so I'm just going to keep doing what I do.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's really annoying, like when people use other people's like problems as their excuse.
Yeah, it's like you're not them.
Yeah, like you're not in that situation. And first of all, I wasn't even talking about people in those situations. I'm talking about you, who's not in that situation.
Exactly.
That's the thing. I'm like, I'm like, why can't you understand? We're not talking about anyone in those situations. We're talking about you.
So what I do is like, oh, let's go back to you. Let's go back. So rather than just nomads in Mongolia, let's talk about you.
Yeah, I remember there's this guy on YouTube. He made this dumb video saying, not everyone can afford to be vegan because it's pricey. And, unfortunately, he was stupid enough. He had a video where he boasted about how much money he makes, saying he makes like a couple 100,000 like a year, and like he makes a lot of money. And like everyone was asking him, oh, so you're saying it's expensive, but you make 100,000 a year.
Yeah. So you obviously are going to be more richer than like some vegans. So
yeah,
what's that claim? Where's that claim? Where did it go? Yeah. Okay. Always forget to take the B12. I feel it probably out of date already. That happens a lot. Question for me: do you think the term plant-based is better for getting people to at least cut back on meat because of the stigma of buying anything vegan? Maybe plant-based. What do you think? Like, is it going to be better for getting people to at least cut back on meat? To me, I'm not sure in Japan if people understand what plant-based mean automatically, like instantly? So the word vegan is like kind of stupid, but what do you think, Mana? Do you think people understand plant-based when people hear like
What
non-English speaking?
what do you mean?
So like one person asked me if using the term plant-based is better for getting people to cut back on meat than vegan because of the stigma of buying anything vegan.
I don't get the question yet.
So like, would that help more people to reduce eating meat if we use the word plant-based rather than vegan? Because I feel like the plant-based, I don't think everyone would understand instantly.
I don't know. When I talk about diet, I you use the word or plant-based because it's not about veganism.
Right.
But it's like a vegan definition of veganism as again, like people like should live without exploiting animals.
Yeah.
So it's not about diet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like animal rights, like people shouldn't like kill or abuse animals because they suffer. They don't want to die. Like so, like I think it's important to spread a message clearly, like following the right definition.
Yeah. Okay. So we have been doing this for 2 hours and a half. So it's been a long time. So I might not be able to answer like all the questions. I'm sorry. I can talk about the plant-based, vegan, those terms, which we're able to use maybe in future videos. So, well, stay tuned, please. And if you have anything that you've wanted to say, just feel free to share with us.
So,
in the session, live stream.
I guess this is a wrap right now.
Yes.
All right. This was good.
Yeah. Do you want to do you have anything you want to say before? In the live stream?
I'll say that I enjoyed talking with you guys.
Me too.
This was great. Yeah, I might talk to you guys in the future because I don't know many people who are vegan, so I would prefer, like I know like probably like like one or two people who are vegan, so I want to know more people, so I might talk to you guys in the future.
All right, sounds great.
But yeah, it was great getting to know you guys, and thanks for having me on here, Taiki.
No problem. Yeah, thank you for joining.
Yeah,
thank you for joining, Mana, too.
You want to know a funny coincidence? I was eating at a Japanese restaurant when I first messaged you.
Oh. Yeah. Wait, me or Mana?
Like when I messaged you saying, "Do you want to do this live stream?"
You were in a Japanese restaurant?
Yeah, I was at a Japanese restaurant when I sent you that message. Because like when I was thinking, this would be something. This would be interesting because I wonder like what's it like being vegan in Japan. So I thought I'll talk to you, and this could be interesting.
Yeah. Oh, that's a coincidence.
Yeah, funny coincidence.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall this was great.
Yeah. If this series received like a good reviews, maybe I might make this a series, like talk with vegans, with guests, maybe.
Yeah, like from like other parts of the world.
Yeah. So if you want to be in this live stream, like future episodes or something. If you want me to just continue doing this episodes, sometimes live stream, feel free to leave a message on the comment section, and I will maybe invite some guests. Is there anything you want to say, Mana, before end the live stream?
I should be fine.
It should be
Thanks
fine.
All right.
Thank you so
Thanks.
much, and thank you for your time, and have a great evening for Finn and great afternoon for Mana.
Yeah. Good afternoon for you and great morning for you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm just gonna end it here. Bye-bye.
Bye.